We are with Rick Santorum. He's a 2012 Republican presidential contender. And I want to get back to the Constitution because Time Magazine asked, is it even relevant anymore? To Congress? No. No, it's not. To Washington? No. No. To America? Yes. I want to talk to you, get back to the Constitution, but I want to just do a couple of things here, kind of short answers here.
You did this to me about 6 years ago. I just want you to know, on your radio show. I came on your radio show, and you said, now, I said, I'm going to ask you 30 questions, and I want yes or no answers. I said, I can't expand it. I said, no, I want yes or no. You mealy-mouthed politicians, you were just laying the lumber to me.
That's right.
And you went through it. One question, I gave a slight caveat, but I gave answers to all 30, and then you finished. I finished the answer, and there was this dramatic, like, it seemed like a minute pause. And then you finally said, I want to kiss you in the mouth. That's what you said.
I think I may have said on the mouth, not in the mouth.
No, I think you said in. I felt invaded. I just want you to know that. So I remind you of that
Well, I
moment.
mean, I am excited by politicians who will actually say what they're thinking and answer a yes or no question. Cantor and Kyle walked today from the Biden budget talks. Good. Serious talks or not?
Well, if Joe Biden's leading them, they're not serious talks.
Okay. Should we raise the debt ceiling or not?
Under circumstances where we get things like dramatically reducing the deficit and getting, I like the dollar for dollar. That makes a lot of sense to me. And as long as it's over a relatively short window, it's not a dollar debt ceiling raised over 20 years of budget savings, but a short window. I think that makes some sense.
I talked to Jim DeMint today, and the what is this? It's the cut, cap, balance, and pledge.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah,
you know it.
I liked it. Signed it.
You signed it?
Yeah. How about that?
I could kiss you in the mouth.
It's better. See, he said it.
I was just kidding. Oh, okay. I don't want to kiss you in the mouth.
Thank you.
All right.
My wife will feel very good about that.
Afghanistan last night.
We have a president who had the obligation, in my opinion, to stand up before the American people and say, why are we doing this? What is our objective? How are we going to succeed in this? This is important to our country. Why is it important? What do we want to accomplish? And all he talked about is the politics of bringing people home.
Do you believe that he sees any reason for being over there?
I think the only reason he believes that he has to be there is because he made a commitment during the campaign that this was the serious war, so now he has to sort of follow through.
He went after he went against what the generals said to do. Highly unusual.
Well, highly unusual for him because he has basically gone along. If you look at whether it's Gitmo or Iraq or Osama bin Laden, he basically followed what and the original surge in Afghanistan, he went along with his generals. But now it's the second half of his presidential term and his first term, and now we're focused on politics. This is a president. Look, I haven't been around that long. I don't know of a president who has started campaigning as early as he has started campaigning, and from the Ryan budget on, this is all purely political ever since the last election, and we're seeing the consequences.
What are we doing in Libya?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. That's another opportunity for the president to step forward to tell the American people. I know there's a lot of debate about whether he should go to Congress and what Congress should do. The bottom line is he has an obligation to go to the American people and say, why are we doing this? What are we trying to accomplish? What is our mission? What are the definable goals? And he hasn't done any of that.
Okay, you're President Santorum tomorrow. Okay, this is my dream world. You're President Santorum tomorrow.
And so I have to live with all the mistakes.
You have to live with everything. Do you stop what we're doing in Libya right now?
Well, it's a hard thing for me to say, but I would say it would be difficult right now to stop, given the relationships we have with NATO, given the commitments we've made to NATO. So the president has put us behind the 8 ball, in my opinion. He's put us in a situation that if we pulled out, we could very well threaten and destabilize NATO, which is already threatened to destabilize all by the way. So I mean, it's a complex situation.
I don't even want to kiss you on the hand on that one.
Okay,
we're out of Libya.
I think he's put us in a difficult situation. What I would say is, I don't think we have an interest there. I think we should get out of there, but I don't think we can immediately pull the plug.
Have you
I think we
noticed
have
that
to
all of
figure
our
out a way
troops
out.
are surrounded now? Have you noticed that our troops are surrounded in Iraq? There are no friends around there, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. In Afghanistan, worse and worse and worse. Does that concern you at all?
It concerns me that we have not made the case to the American public why we need to win this war. It concerns me that that we are not making the case as to why we need to win Afghanistan, what we need to do to finish Iraq. Does it concern me that that we have relationships now in the Middle East that have, because of the Arab Spring, that have made our troops more isolated? Yes, it does.
Would you agree or disagree that America has caused a lot of our own problems? We're not responsible for, you know, all the problems of the world, but we have caused a lot of problems ourselves by getting into bed, by believing the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, if you're talking about, for example, the Egyptians. And why we buddied with the Egyptians. We buddied with the Egyptians because we were trying to provide a stability for our friend Israel, and that we broke a deal.
I understand that.
Right.
But did we not? We didn't stand for anything because we're in bed with brutal, ugly people.
Yeah, I gave a speech about a month and a half ago at the National Press Club and said that our foreign policy should be directed toward advancing the principles that America is founded upon, which is freedom. And so whatever relationship we have, whether it's with China or whether it's with Egypt or whatever, we should be advancing the principles of our country. Does that mean that we have to have relationships with people who aren't the best guys in the world? Sometimes, but we also need to be advancing our principles and holding our friends' feet to the fire.
Back in just a second.